everyone! So today I'm working on a Sombra piece. I instantly fell in love with her design and all her colors and everything when they announced her about a week ago. I don't actually play Overwatch myself, but I have a few friends that love to play it and I just adore the characters from it. They're so fun and creative. So yeah, I wanted to finish it for Fan Expo this weekend, so I rushed it through the whole weekend straight, just finished it in a couple days. It took about 10.5 hours to finish the whole piece, so it's a pretty long one, but I'm really proud how it came out. It's definitely more detailed and polished than a lot of stuff I've done, and I'd really like to do more stuff like this, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, let me know, because that'll definitely motivate me to do more like this. So, working on the sketch phase, it took me quite a while. I guess I was just not in the groove when I was doing that part. I had to readjust so many things. Lots of my sketches tend to become elongated a little bit, so I always have to use the transform tool and squish them a bit. Thank God for the mesh tool, because that saves my life. Because I think I rely a little too much on the mesh tool sometimes. Yeah, on to the line art. Line art isn't my favorite thing, but I find once I actually get into it, I really enjoy it. But to start off, it's really frustrating sometimes, especially when you can't get the lines, or you have a really complicated set of lines to do, especially straight ones, because perspective can look really off. And that is definitely not one of my strong points. So there's lots of adjusting on this part too. I had to redo her mouth, and I was trying a few different styles, like adding a bunch of different line sections and stuff. As I said, I have Fan Expo this weekend, so if you're going there, it's in Vancouver. I'll be there with my friend, so if you want to come say hi, please do. I'll have prints of this, because I did manage to finish it on time and send it out to get prints. So if you want a Sombra print, come on over. And I'll also have it in my store after the expo, so again, if you're interested, go check out my store. The link's in the description, and there will be a link at the end of the video as well. So I haven't done too many narrated videos. I'm still not totally used to it. I'm gonna try and do more, because I know that it's definitely better for the audience to hear my thoughts, and makes the video way more interesting to watch and everything, especially when it's a long one. So I'll definitely try to do that more. It's still something I'm not totally used to, but I'll do it for you. I learned a lot doing this piece. I tried out a few things that I've never done before, like the shading I do later on. It's a little bit different than I'm used to. In the highlighting, I added shapes instead of just regular shading and highlighting, which I think is pretty cool. It adds a different kind of style to it, since Sombra uses lots of triangles and octagons and stuff with her attacks and everything. I thought it would be cool to try shading with triangles and shapes. I really love drawing here, though. It's probably one of the funnest things to do. For some reason I had a really hard time with her hair, especially when I was sketching it out. It did not look right at all. So I have the line art available in my Patreon, so if any of you are interested in supporting me on there, I hope to be doing special videos and things for it in the future. I have a few on there, but I haven't quite got to the point where I do like really in-depth ones. I just have speed up videos with no music really. I like to try and keep most of my stuff available for everyone, but I do put up my line arts and the high-res versions of these pictures on there. And I want to do a full voted piece or a bust of a character every month. But right now I don't have enough patrons to really start that yet. So maybe once I get up there I would like to do that. And I'd like to do a bust raffle for the certain tiers and everything, where if you are on that tier I will raffle the names and whoever gets it will get a bust of a character or like a sketched one depending on which tier you're at and stuff like that. So if you're interested, go check it out. And here we are onto the coloring. It's funny how the coloring almost takes only 1/4 of the time, ironically. The line art definitely takes me a really long time. I've been a pretty big fan of pink for the last few years, so this was pretty fun to work on. And I love the blue accents. Or teal, I guess. I tried to add her shaved bits in the line art, but it just wasn't looking right or natural, so I just erased that color layer to add in the shapes, which seemed way more natural. Yeah, here the shading, it is a way I shade. I would use the watercolor tool and shade over huge areas, and then I would erase with the erase tool, and then I would blend with either the watercolor tool or the blur tool. And then yeah, that's why you can see the little lines where I would erase stuff. I think it adds a really nice effect. Oh, here I tried to add the highlights in blue because I thought it would be really cool and you can see all the triangles and stuff. But later it just seemed a bit too much, so I changed it to a more skin tone, but the triangles are still there, so it's more subtle. And here I add a little 8-bit heart. I was gonna make it with triangles, which you might have seen in the sketch, because she has her little, all the triangles on her outfit and everything. But it seemed like a bit too much, so I thought 8-bit would be cool. And boy, was I not looking forward to or doing line art for those hands, because all those little metal bits on there were really hard. And doing line art for hands in general is already pretty difficult. It always seems unnatural or something like that. So, but these ones turned out really nice, and it was good to know that I could just copy the one and flip it horizontal, and that makes my life way easier. Here I'm adding an overlay and a multiply layer to the skin and to her hair bits, just to make it seem more like you have like pores, and it just adds another dimension to the skin. And there I overlaid the triangles on the hands, and I had them in the background and on her inside of her jacket. I use a lot of overlays and multiply layers, and I use clipping masks so I don't have to worry about the colors going anywhere else than I need it to. And I added a bit of color to the line art as well, mostly just to her skin. I was gonna leave it black, but it just seems too harsh sometimes, so I just colored mostly her skin area and added a little bit of a pink tone to the whole line art. And yeah, I'm just really proud how this came out. Like, it's probably one of my best pieces. I've really pushed myself. Like, I usually avoid doing line art because it takes me a long time. But I know that if I actually do it, then I can be really happy with it if I'm actually trying. So I should stop avoiding doing the hard things, really. I've learned a lot after trying to do more complicated and full art pieces, like making prints. Boy, do I learn a lot. Instead of just doing standalone character torsos floating in space. And there I changed the blue highlights to the skin tone. I'm just trying to figure out the eye shines. And that's it! I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!